o'clock. I see we've got a quorum, so we're gonna call this meeting to order.
It's
And,
12:04.
huh?
You said it's 1 o'clock.
Oh, 12 o'clock, sorry about that.
This is what it's like.
I thought I'd been here longer than that. So anyway, roll call. I'll let you call roll.
Okay, Susan Bradford,
Present.
Kay Decker,
Here.
Jeremy Eaton,
Here.
Bo Hannaford, Cale Leeper,
Yes.
Randy McMurphy,
Yes.
Jack Stats.
Here.
Okay, on to number 3, approval of the minutes of March 8th, 2022, March 21st, 2022, May 10th, 2022, May 20th, 2022. If, I don't know if y'all read over them, if you find we can do them separately or we can do them all at once, whichever you prefer. If you found any additions or corrections. I guess we got that one deal corrected. Then
Yes.
everything. Okay.
I didn't see any.
Well,
Mr. Chairman, I move we have a blanket approval of the minutes.
sounds
Second.
good. Roll
Second.
call. We've got a motion and a second. We'll take a roll call vote.
Susan Bradford,
Yes.
Kay Decker,
Yes.
Jeremy Eaton,
Yes.
Cale Leeper,
Yes.
Randy McMurphy,
Yes.
Jack Stats.
Yes.
And I think the last page on number 4 is approval of the financials to date. Or not the last page, but the back of your handout. I guess I've got one question. When, is it October, the end of, or September, the end of the fiscal year? The new fiscal years, when do they start?
I thought it was, it's either September 1st or October 1st.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I'm just curious. I get confused because ours at the county is July 1.
Right.
June
Yeah,
30th.
this is not according to state schedule. But we still don't have the audits back.
Okay.
And what did she tell you?
This week is when they're working on both the Industrial Authority and the Economic Development Committee.
Who does the audit?
Kimberly Meyer and Blackwell.
Anybody got any questions?
I think they'll be, after we get the audit back, we'll be looking at some things that maybe need to be done a little bit differently.
Okay. But as far as what we've got right now, I mean, the pledges, well, they're down considerably. I guess the total from last year, but I only see one big discrepancy there in those pledges. But it appears to be there, oh, there, that NOEDA.
Well, we can bring this up under new
Okay.
business. Is the no weed on here?
It is.
Looking to see,
About halfway down.
oh, there it is, got it, okay.
I mean, that's $20,000 of $30,000 difference. Bank Central's another,
Right,
but I see OG&E appears to be up.
probably need to reach out to, some of these soon. What we can do,
Do what?
we need to be reaching out to some of these soon.
Okay. Well, Do I have a motion to approve this as written, or are y'all still looking?
I move we accept the financials as presented.
Second.
Anybody else? Roll call.
Susan Bradford,
Yes.
Kay Decker,
Yes.
Jeremy Eaton,
Yes.
Cale Leeper,
Yes.
Randy McMurphy,
Yes.
Jack Stacks.
Yes. Okay, move on to item 5, update, discuss possible action regarding status, goals, objectives, and staff activities. Turkey hunt.
We had a good turnout, I felt like some very good conversations with different individuals who attended from out of state, out of the region. Ashley Wolf, the Economic Development Director with BNSF, this was her first time to attend the turkey hunt. She's been the regional economic development person for BNSF just on a very short while. She met with the Winoka Historical Society on Friday after the turkey hunt and worked with us to establish a meeting with the BNSF Foundation Public Affairs Officer, which we then held on June the 3rd. And that was very productive. Happy about that. I think that's going to be a really good collaboration ongoing annually. Two prospective tenants, I think, are working with the rail authority. That came about was further developed at the turkey hunt. Been in conversation with the developer on the west side of the sand dunes. He came, his project manager, I should say, came, and I introduced him to the lieutenant governor, so that was a really good thing. He appreciated that connection, was able to visit with the lieutenant governor and his staff about tourism-related development as far as all of the things that individual is doing with the acquisition of that property. It's my understanding that he's purchased some additional property recently to add to that. So now, Susan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he now has property ownership, deeded property under his ownership from the southwest edge of the sand dunes all the way to town.
Yes.
So he's got,
Almost, well, yeah, it's in our corporate limits. He got the north side, or the south side, I'm sorry, of what our industrial authority had along the sand trail. So, yeah, he's made that connection.
so that's a good thing, that all of that is happening. And our attendance as far as out of state was down a little bit, but nonetheless, I think that we had a lot of great economic development conversations and discussions over that 2 or 3 day period. So with that said, I don't really have much more on the turkey hunt, and glad that we made it through it.
I will add to that it was maybe the most productive one that I've attended since I've been commissioner. I felt like it was more focused on economic development, and it was good. Just as a whole, I mean, specifics Kay hit on, so.
I would like to thank the Alva Chamber of Commerce Director Jody Bradford and Keith and Brenda Rose. They really stepped up this time. I know they've always done a lot, but given our situation 3 weeks out when I stepped into it, I was thankful for their support and knowledge, because it was a lot.
Anything else? Anybody?
That's all I have on the turkey hunt.
Okay, B, donor member dinner and with annual report. Is that to discuss, we have one of those? Okay.
So what would you guys think about having an annual meeting of the donors, members, whatever you want to call them, having a dinner in which the director presents an annual report of accomplishments, what we're doing, what we've accomplished throughout the past year, and what our goals going forward might be. So I know I've had lots of questions over the last 3 months. Well, what do you guys do? What have you accomplished? And so I think some kind of way we need to create opportunities to present information.
I agree. I think it would be a good deal. I don't know. I guess we need to discuss when timing would be good to have that. And I presume when you're talking dinner in the evening time, I have dinner at noon, supper at evening. But that's,
I understand.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Do you all think that something like that would be worth our efforts?
I think anytime the community puts money in and that they, I think it'd be a good opportunity to answer questions. It'd be a good opportunity for them to meet a new person, set ideals, see what we're doing, strategies, and what have you. You might get some ideas from communities. At least you'll get more buy-in, I think. Knowledge brings buy-in, and I think that it'd be a good thing. I think it'd be a good opportunity to get the community more involved.
Okay. Susan?
I agree. I agree with that, yes, definitely. I think it'd be plus it's a good idea with us to talk to them about their ideas and what they give us some feedback on their end too, which we don't often get.
Right. Jeremy?
I think, especially with the new director, I think it's important that we kind of extend that, get those, solicit those new ideas, and also kind of exhibit some transparency that I think we've needed. So I think it'd be great.
What would you guys think about a end of October timeframe? Northwestern's homecoming is November 2nd, I believe. That's the date. So we don't sorry, November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I was close, but it's pretty late this year. Are there any big things in Winoka going on, like toward the end of October?
No, we have Spooktacular is the weekend before Halloween.
I don't think we'd want to do it on a weekend, probably.
Through the week,
During the
okay.
week. Be my guess.
Tuesdays generally are the best days to do
Those kinds of
event.
things.
Yes.
Okay. Kale, the Metropolis of Tacoma got anything?
Let me
No.
check the schedule.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeremy, can you think of anything?
Just this, when's,
When's
Northwestern's
fall?
homecoming's early, right? But
Do what now?
Northwestern's homecoming's earlier this year,
No,
right? Or is it
theirs
later?
is late. Alva High School
Alva's is early, okay.
Yes.
Fall break will probably be that.
14, 15, 13,
I'm gonna
14.
guess. Yeah, that's when we have it scheduled.
Okay.
If you're looking at Tuesday, the 8th is election day, so I don't know if that makes a difference or not.
So
In November, you mean? At
What-
the end of October,
what if we did something like on the 25th of October? That's a Tuesday. Might look toward that, Jeremy.
Okay.
2 Jeremys.
Oh, I didn't know which one you're talking to.
Is there a preferred location? Anybody have ideas about that?
I think we ought to use the merchants building.
Such an attractive facility, but I understand.
Well, it's big enough and
It
comfortable.
is, yeah.
I'm open for suggestions, but
Is there a place that was about
Harvey House? I mean, it would be, I'd have to talk to the Historical Society to see where we're at with that. They're in the process of renovating. It's a
Yeah.
historical building in Woods County.
The
Maybe
only-
wouldn't be big enough.
I don't think it'd be big enough, and the problem I have with that are the trains,
Okay,
because of the noise.
it's
Oh,
that?
yeah.
That's right.
It's like, you get a talk for 5 minutes, and then you take a 2-second break, and then talk for 5 minutes.
We did a play one time there in front of it, and someone held up a sign that said train. We could do that same.
That brewer's free.
Okay, well,
Well, one thing I was gonna say is in Ponca City, they did a mixer, which was kind of a dinner, but they also had some interactive activities where, in one part, they had little Post-its of things you would like to see, almost like a SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, but kind of like things you would like to see. So they did like a hour before, then they did the presentation and dinner, so that was just one thing I was gonna bring up. That you could have some great networking interaction before that with some opportunity there. And kind of get some feedback also on what they have to say.
I think that falls under your opportunity to lead.
Okay.
yeah. That sounds good to me.
If you think,
I mean,
if you think that's a good idea, if you think that's a good opportunity, I think that you ought to be the one that conducts that opportunity, and you ought to be the leader of that opportunity.
just run with it, Jeremy.
Will do.
and, okay, it doesn't have to be the merchant building, there's just
Oh,
plenty of parking.
I was
and-
just being snarky. Yeah,
Don't be snarky, it's noon.
that's why, 'cause I'm hungry.
Well, here, I should have brought a Snickers.
Yeah, yeah,
I would have shared my twins.
yeah, I kind of saw you eating on that one. Okay,
While we're talking about it, what about food?
well, just let Jeremy figure it out.
Okay,
I have no doubts that he can make it happen. Might be a way for some of our local producers to showcase what they do.
I guess I was more concerned about a head count. In a deal like this, where we open it up, how would anybody plan?
Well,
I mean, maybe you know how to go about that, I don't know.
Well,
When you send invitations with all this.
we're doing free, correct?
yeah,
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and that would be,
kind of like a thank you for your
yeah.
support. Yeah.
So,
Everybody on the list,
Do it.
just the donors, people on the list, right?
Right?
Yes, and then
And
if you
then-
open it up to community discussion, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
There
know,
may be some others who might want to come, but it might encourage them to donate too, you know. We've not really, to my knowledge, I don't think that we've done much in the way of soliciting additional supporters for quite a while. This might be a way to generate some of that.
Plus the fact that we have the ability to show that we're getting something done,
Yep.
it would initiate an opportunity for people to put money in.
Well, that's kind of my whole point.
Yep.
We haven't did forever, there's really not been a whole lot done for existing businesses. And I don't know what we can do,
Oh,
you know.
we already have some great ideas.
Well, I mean, but that's, that'd be good, but I mean, that's, getting them involved
Yep.
is, but that's where it'll be tough about the head count.
No, I think we can figure it out. You know, just,
I think you have to determine how much we want to spend on it. And that would kind of, if we're going a flat-out catering situation, or are you talking the potluck situation where people, brought stuff in? So that's where, yeah, I mean, I don't
don't mind them going through a line. I
Yeah,
don't think we need to have servers,
no.
but,
Or. it
Get a
could be-
mixer and like canned food still, though, that was good.
We probably could get some college students or high school students to help.
well, it'd be,
Probably don't need to furnish a meal, probably just need to furnish appetizers, something.
Yeah,
I
that's-
mean, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, the
According to the
mixer,
time, we haven't.
that mixer that I went to, it was heavy hors d'oeuvres, so that could be a dinner too many. But it also lowers the cost, so, the meatballs and you have, the stuff that is hot.
well, by the time we figure interest increases and inflation till October, it should get really,
It may not be meatballs, but,
Artificial.
but yeah, those are usually good
Yes.
opportunities.
And we had none with the turkey. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, well,
Any other ideas or suggestions on that?
we'll have our September meeting before then, so maybe we can have everything kind of figured out and then share that at our September meeting. And
Other things to consider would be just some sort of recognition that sometimes happens at these, just to the sponsors, a little thank you gift, plaque, paperweight, whatever, something that says, hi, stay with us.
For successful contributors in the area, what are you talking about?
I think those that are already on the list as the donors
I see.
and the sponsors themselves, that, kind of a little thank you of, here's the dinner, here's information, and then just something, like I was saying, to consider if it's opened up, especially to those that could come in and possibly be a donor for next time. It just kind of shows, hey, they take care of us, they look out for us. But that's just, again, what budget you want to have set aside for this particular event.
I think a lot of folks are really weighing, what value am I getting for what I'm doing? And everybody needs to step up their game and demonstrate that, whether it's a chamber of commerce or, a community organization or us. We really need to show, this is what we can help you with, this is what we have available for you. And
All right, do we move on to me now?
Yeah, I think so, if we're done there. No need any action, I don't think there, unless we want to take a vote about having that.
if we need it on the record, I move that we have
An annual,
an annual gathering, yes, this fall.
Second.
okay. Just have a roll call vote.
Susan Bradford,
Yes.
Kay Decker,
Yes.
Jeremy Eaton,
Yes.
Kel Leeper,
Yep.
Randy McMurphy,
Yes.
Jack Stats.
Yes.
Okay, Jeremy, I guess you're up on the industrial authority, right?
Yeah, so I did hand out this executive director report. On there, you'll find some information in regards of the Woods County Industrial Development Authority meeting that took place on June 9th. One thing I did not add there, they were supposed to, it was regular meeting was scheduled for 8 a.m. this morning, but because of this special meeting that took place, that was just decided to cancel. So all regular items that normally take place happened during that meeting as well. This special meeting itself has the reviewing and executing the lease for Nowco Champion. They've also been named as Champion X. I'm not sure what you know them as. But in Waynoka Industrial Authority, Rick Cunningham is reviewing that lease. There was talk that was brought up in regards to the Avard Rail Park and the airport to become site ready. I have experience in that. I launched the site ready program, so that's something that will take just a little more reviewing and seeing where each particular area is at for that. Rick Cunningham also announced that he's resigning as chair and trustee on June 30th, and the authority is going to be looking for or searching for a replacement. $23,500 was moved to Woods County Economic Development Committee as pledge transfer, and that's what took place during that. Moving forward with the Northwest Oklahoma Alliance, I have been in contact with them and got my name changed over. So a lot of what I've done within just really about a week or so on the job was getting a lot of the name changed for a lot of things, such as IEDC, that's the Economic Development Coalition, that's the national. And also, one thing, I do have a list at the bottom, but their national conference this year is actually in Oklahoma City. So that is something that at least myself should attend, if not anybody else who is involved in the economic development realm. The website, I changed the names on that, and also there's a certified site flyer that BNSF puts out, and they're in the works of getting the name changed on that as well. The application, so Select Oklahoma, we are, as an organization, we're a part of them, but as an individual, I have to still submit an application. They have to approve me as that. So that's in the process, and right now, as we speak, they are having their meeting, and so hopefully, it'll come back and they'll give that approval. I've been in contact with the Department of Commerce to get on their portal, so any potential prospects, I'll be able to see what their request for information, what they want. I just also, some of the stuff that I put on this report, like I was saying, if you didn't hear, I had handwritten all this stuff out and decided probably be better if I just typed it out. So a lot of the people that I've been in talks with, just calls or team meetings, so I'll just quickly go over. We had a conference call with Stan Ralston regarding TOP grant, and there is a Zoom meeting for tomorrow scheduled with Stan and Nicole Boyles, who is with the Department of Commerce, about those funds. Apparently there's 3 consulting groups that are to be chosen from, and they are kind of really going to do a site-ready analysis on the Avard Rail Park and determine what its needs are, what they would need to do moving forward. So this is this particular grant. From my understanding, I'll find out a lot more. It's already been approved for, and just have to get that process moving. I talked in regards of the 3 that are available, and got a little information on those.
It's like an $18,000 or $20,000 grant, is that right?
Yeah, so I talked to Stan about it, and basically there is not going to be any admin funds that we're able to pull from it. It's just a set rate that
They're just taking care of those people that come and
Right.
advise.
that's their consulting fee, and that's how much that would be.
Yeah.
There's one that is apparently been doing it for most of the ones in the state. There's another organization that's out of Dallas that has been around a while and does this, but there's a third one that I think, and when I find out information, may be more the of the three because they do not have a lot that they're doing in the state, which means they would be able to devote a lot more time and effort, but has just as good credentials as the other two. So that might be of some value. And like I was saying, it is a free.
Do you think you'll have a choice, though?
Yeah, apparently we have to choose between
Oh,
those
have to
three.
choose, okay.
Yeah, so I definitely would not want to go with the one that is doing all the others because they're just not going to have a lot of time and not a lot of effort's really put in when you do that. So that's why that third one looked more appealing, but I can have some more information.
Okay,
on
well,
that.
I had never understood, but maybe I hadn't been at a meeting. I knew we got the grant, and I knew it was for something to, like that, but I didn't understand that part of it.
And I think if I'm involved with it, because I had launched the Site Ready program itself, and that's kind of what this is all about, it's taking a look at the land and the needs, and then they will, pretty much create a report in regards to what it is that their findings are. I will also be able to kind of go along with it and see what they're saying and maybe even see if we can get a little deeper into
Is that report gonna be just for us, or is it gonna be do they pass it along to?
So I will find out a lot more tomorrow morning
Okay.
because that's will be my first time in talking with Nicole Boyles, who's the one who really kind of created this particular grant. Stan Ralston is the one who I'll also be talking to, and that's why I also wanted to get the information with Sam Bixler. I know they have a kind of a third-party consultant group that's doing stuff as well, so it might be great to find out what is they're doing, so if there's something else this particular group can do that could get more valuable information that the other one's not focusing on, we can kind of take that approach with it too. But yeah, I'll find out a lot more, and that anything that usually is a paid report type situation should be the option for whoever has it can release it to the public, release however they want or see fit.
Well, I guess I was more interested, is Commerce gonna have this report for
I would
potential people that get a hold of them?
Right, so I would assume
so.
that Commerce, since they are the ones who are doing the grant, they would use this information. It's also a good possibility that by taking this step, more future opportunities are going to be available. So that's just a kind of the chain reaction and really how Commerce is, and Kay and I talked about that possibility happening. But I will have more on that tomorrow. As far as people I've talked with Jesse Chapman. He's one of the ones that's interested with BNSF, and I have also further down in C, yesterday had a meeting with Ashley Wolf with BNSF and Tanita Thomas, who's kind of like, as she put it, like wherever Ashley goes, Tanita goes. So I guess it's a two-team kind of joint initiative with those two. So we talked a little bit more, kind of an introduction for me, even though I've been chatting with her through email, but it's the first time I got to talk to her, and she had some questions in regards of part of the rail park, so we're trying to get that resolved, what exactly, update for their agreements that they need. But also, I had talked with Jesse. We were going to meet yesterday, but he had canceled that. His partner was going to come down, so that's been changed to the 30th, and I'll hopefully be able to one-on-one, or at least in person, see him. And Damon Sherrill is the other one that I've met with that also has interest. I think they're interested in the same, so it's a sighting that they're interested in. So that's something that was brought to my attention yesterday in the meeting with Ashley. As far as another meeting that took place, a Teams meeting that was with Kay and Janelle Davis, who's with BNSF Foundation. She's the Public Affairs Officer, and Charlene Bixler with Winoka Historical Society for grant submission purposes. I also, as myself, just kind of getting used to the area. I had taken a drive out to Avard and the airport to just kind of get my own idea and drive around town. You know, it's always good. I've been switching my drive home. Half of the time goes through Winoka and the other half goes through Freedom. So, and sometimes I'll go off the track that I normally take just to kind of get myself familiarized. My plan is to, moving forward to at least within the next few weeks, meet with as many people as I can, and also try to start compiling the buildings and perhaps sites inventory that's available, and just see where I can get there, because they're on the website. We have they have the sites, they have the three, but they don't have anything building related, and that's something I also used to do at Department of Commerce, so I kind of know a routine on how to keep those up to date and keep it fresh, where it's not something that's stale on the website. Also, I attended the Arts Festival that was on June 4th. I've been in contact with Christy Eidelman with OG&E. When talking to her, she was able to get a lot of demographic statistics that I have permission to use on our website. So she did send those to me, and we now have a lot of those statistics. So haven't had a chance to really go through them, but I would like to do something where those are going to be available. Somebody goes to our website, and one thing that in discussions with Kay, thought it would be great to make aware of the chambers and the cities that can really use that information. So that's something. If there's something by chance you need at any time, feel free to get with me, and I will be happy to get with Christy to see what she can pull. I also have contacts with workforce, so if we need workforce information, I can also get that. Another thing that was interesting that Christy said that I haven't really asked much more on, but she said she can give you statistics on events. So I'm not sure. So whatever, maybe, I don't know what that's about, but let's at least tap into that and see if there's anything that could be utilized with that. And then I believe, what was the report you were discussing?
Sales tax, aggregated sales tax.
Okay, yeah, so sales tax as well. I think it would just be great to add. So the more I learn, I was about 1/3 into a tutorial of how to use the website, and then that's part of where at least I got the name change and all of that. But you get 1/3 in, and then all of a sudden there's a knock at the door, or a phone call happens, or we got this going on. So I would like to get back to that so I can really learn that website and what we can do with it. And if you get a chance, it's the woodscountyok.com is the website. Take a look at it. If you see pictures that you think don't really belong, let me know, and I'll be happy to see what we can find. I do know that Bo had, there was a folder that he had pictures that were submitted, so there could be other pictures.
And the Albert Chamber has a good little short video that probably needs to be on there.
Okay.
Does Winoka have a video?
Not yet.
Okay,
But we're
so maybe when you all get that, I mean, those are great tools to
Yeah.
include for quality of
I
life,
would,
et cetera.
I personally, I think it's something that I've stated for a few years now, that they're not calling you first anymore, so they're going to the websites, and the more meat and potatoes you have, the better you are as a first impression, and then taking that forward. So having those statistics on there will be great. It looks like there's some sort of GIS mapping that's tied to it, so I wanted to kind of play a little bit more with that. But I think it's just something we can take advantage of, and if not, at least I've made contact with the people who are the developers of that website, and so be able to see what additional things we can bring to it. Moving on with that, I also just some people I've been in contact with, Shelley Reed, County Clerk, just kind of hello, and already one of my favorite people, so she was great. And talked with Jody yesterday, Jody Bradford, and I have a meeting with her tomorrow, and we're going to go to Kiwanis after that. So I'll kind of, again, get myself in the door of things. And as I stated, I had that meeting with Ashley Wolf yesterday as well. And then I called Jesse Chapman after that to see about our meeting that he had to cancel, and I brought up just some things that were discussed in my meeting with Ashley. And this morning, I talked to Christy Eidelman again to see about some additional statistics that she's going to send. The only other thing I don't have on there of my list of people I talked with, I did talk with Troy Humphreys, who was at the turkey hunt, and he's a developer that helps, specializes in retail. So was going to see maybe further my conversations with him later down the road. As for other items, I think one thing, so I did get a call from a guy who wanted to push a radio spot opportunity. My suggestion is not to do a radio spot. It's basically, Woods County Economic Development. He was reading it, and he was like, we'd like to tell you to shop local and all this. And he wanted to put on a country radio station. I have the information if somebody would like to look at it. But it didn't make sense to me. But I did say I would bring it up. So I fulfilled my obligation to what I said I would do with that. And then another thing that was brought up is about the September meeting that is scheduled for December 13th, if that is a good date for everyone.
Already been filed, we have to go with that.
Yeah, but you were talking about
Yeah, just-
a lot of vacations.
Yeah, reminding people of that. Yep.
So that is the information that I have. Oh, I do have one more thing real quick. The tech center here, in conversation with Sonia, there's positivity training that I gave at the previous places that I was at, and they have asked me to do that training on August 4th. So just want to let you know that I'm going to be doing something with them also. That's it.
Pretty good.
I just want to throw one thing in about the website. I've said something to Kay, Mr. Stat's going to attest to this. I hear, and on that radio deal in Woodward, when they have events down there, those kids, those FFA girls and stuff get on the radio and promote that. I've thought that maybe a good promotional deal on the website or even a radio, get some kids from Alva and Winoka, Freedom, wherever throughout, and, have them on there and to promote Woods County. It really catches my ear when they get on there and talk about even sausage sales, or I get impressed with the way they talk and promoting their deal. And I think that would catch a lot of people's attention. What do you think, Mr. Stats?
I can't think it would not be good for everybody. Help.
I think if those kids promote Woods County, it's gonna do more than any of us talking to somebody.
How much is a radio ad?
first I was thinking about just having them on video and having them on the website
Oh,
about
okay.
something. But when he brought up the radio ad and made me think of it again, I'd about forgot about it, about what they
What
do.
if, what if
Those
we
kids.
had
I think the video on the website.
So
or
this,
podcast? Because we could do that here.
You don't have to turn the radio on, do you?
now this particular guy, he was calling for a group called MSM, and they were advertising on KQZQ 98.3 My Country, and he gave a radius of where that broadcast, but now what he was selling, like one spot's $109, two spots is $163, so as you can see, the more you get, the less it is. But then he also just kind of had his own little pitch of, you know, this is what it'll sound like. So yeah, doing something separate on our own.
I
could-
don't think we need to do a radio spot.
Yeah, this one. I
It
don't
just
think
made me think about the website deal is more what
I
I
think we
was.
can, yeah, anything we can put on the website, I mean,
Right,
might as
yeah.
well.
I'll have a tutorial with you on the radio, okay, so you can turn it on.
I didn't even know there was like an AM deal anymore. I'll delete it.
So you drive in silence, or you the?
I usually listen to podcasts, yeah.
Oh,
He'll
so-
be on the, like the, you know, Big Bear or something, he'll be podcasting.
Okay, okay.
I mean, podcasts.
So are you the dad who drives in silence?
What I do is I put on a podcast that's really, I find enjoyable, and then all my wife and kids go to sleep. And then, is this gonna be on the minutes? Never mind, you can delete that. It makes it
Well, it won't be on the radio, but it will be in the newsroom.
How to put your children's
It's okay.
food in the car.
I got like a
I
list
do,
of,
Wait, did you say it's in the paper already?
I would like to make an opportunity, I think that's a great opportunity to put young people on our website. Whether it be,
maybe a little TikTok video or something, yeah.
So Jeremy, does somebody here know how to use the,
Yeah.
the,
We
yeah,
have a studio.
we have a studio, recording studio
Yes.
here, so, yeah.
you can do a TikTok if you want.
I'm not out on the TikToks.
Cam could do one.
They usually turn out no bueno.
Now you got him really drinking.
Yeah. Getting hot in here, guys.
It's not written down, it never happened, Cam.
Maybe Jeremy, at our
Anybody else got one?
dinner, it might be a fun thing to do, to have a loop-to-loop thing going on our
Yeah.
website, you know, for people to look at. Because I'm not sure that a lot of folks even know it's there.
Okay, well, Jeremy about covered everything there on 5, 6, and 7, or 6, 7, and 8. Any new business that we haven't talked about?
Jeremy did we say something this morning about new business? I can't remember, golly.
I don't think so.
Okay, it must not have been important then.
You
Just
got
want
any
to invite
updates
you
for
guys
us?
down if, probably the event will start Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's very hot on the sand, whatever it is outside, it's 20 or more degrees hotter on the sand, so you have to really be an aficionado to go, but we're grateful that they're there and took the opportunity to come, and next year they'll be back next year, probably in the fall.
What's the event called?
It's called UTV Invasion. The folks are out of Utah that do
And
it.
it is, it's unbelievable.
Trevor
This is a new
Blackburn.
one.
And that's probably a contact that you'll want to make later on
No
with, and
breakdowns.
talk to him about possibilities, because he's going to continue to build it and so forth. So we want to
So I'd say you have to get out.
work together to promote the area, not
What's
just
his name?
Trevor Blackburn. And he's with UTV Invasion.
It's good.
Yeah, I like things like that.
Oh, yeah,
It
you'll
really
enjoy
draws.
him, young and and full of ideas. And then coming up in September, the weekend of the 23rd and 24th, which I know isn't that the car show here, or there's an event here that
The
weekend
third
too?
weekend of September is car show.
Car show,
always.
right, yeah.
Yeah, so this,
And that is Party at the Sand, which is a music event in downtown Winoka,
when is it?
the 23rd and 24th
Oh, of September, okay.
of September, yes.
Okay,
uh-huh.
gotcha.
Right. And that's what we have going on right now.
Okay.
Well, I covered the announcements too.
Oh.
Unless anybody else had something. No, that's great.
When is the Woods County Fair?
It's usually the week after
Labor Day?
Labor Day.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
We got a motion to adjourn.
So move. Jack says.
If I get a second, or I'll second it, and anybody else can stay at their own risk.
Randy
have a
seconded,
walking vote.
okay.
Do I do a roll call for the adjournment?
Oh, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure if somebody hasn't,
Just want to make sure.
you can make it unanimous.
Susan Bradford?
Yes.
Kay Decker?
Yes.
Jeremy Eaton?
Yes.
Dale Weaver? Yes. Randy McMurphy?
Yes.
Jack Stats?
Yes.